When I say geography, you probably think of this, or maybe this, but it goes much deeper than that. Human geography is the flip side of physical geography and is more about the people than the landscapes.
Population geography is a branch of human geography that is traditionally understood to encompass the spatial variation and analysis of the demographic components of change, which include migration, fertility, and mortality. Demography is the study of human populations, their size, composition, and distribution across space, and the process through which populations change. Births, deaths, and migration are the big three of demography, jointly producing population stability or change. The consensus is that demographers focus more on fertility research, whereas population geographers tend to focus more on migration trends. Demography can affect all aspects of human activity. For example, economic, social, cultural, and political. The study of demography plays a large role in society and in political decisions. In particular, demography contributes to our understanding of things like refugee crises and changing populations. Demography has helped us with major global issues such as food insecurity. Demographic inequalities and uneven spatial patterns can be studied and can help contribute to finding solutions for these global issues. Significant changes have been seen in the composition of the world's population and its growth rates. These act as determinants of economic growth potential. Consumer statistics, federal government agencies, and business corporations are just a few examples of how population geography is heavily involved with economics to help track purchasing patterns. Having knowledge in areas such as birth and death rates, aging populations, and other demographic factors can be critical in planning or predicting an economy's potential pathway for an incline or a decline in growth and profits.
Population geography and demography have been critical in the world's pandemic response. Demography studies how spatial patterns affect the population and how a population creates these spatial patterns. As an example, demography has been used to highlight the uneven distribution of COVID-19 on African American people in Toronto, Ontario. Through mapping softwares like ArcGIS, scholars can find and showcase these spatial correlations causing the COVID spikes. This allows us to be critical of the actions of policymakers and administrators during this pandemic. This is a great example of how versatile population geography is and how it can be applied to many different practices like social justice, medical geography, and politics. Since demography is focused on humans and the patterns that come with our existence, it flows into the extensive work of cultural geography quite often. Culture and demography have a very mutual relationship with a long history of intertwined connectedness. The cultural changes or patterns seen within different demographics have high influence on behaviors that bring population growth, migration, and social aspects of death and dying. Cultures and societies change as their demographics change, and forecasting this is essential in the long-term planning of a region, province, or nation.